David Lee, a former foreign minister and secretary general to President Ing-wen, has released a new memoir. In it, he describes the decision-making process behind the 2022 Taiwan visit of then U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
蔡总统最后，他是以一个国家元首的角度做了这样的一个裁示。那当时我也在场，我也没有表示别的意思。其他我看到的两位也没有表示别的意思。所以说，最后的决定就是欢迎这个议长。
At the launch of Lee's book, Tsai and another former foreign minister, Frederick Chen, also praised Lee's low-key pragmatism as the steady force Taiwan needs to safeguard its national interests. For an inside look at Taiwan's foreign policy and diplomatic situation, Isabel Wang spoke to Lee, who also served as Taiwan's foreign minister and headed the National Security Council.
He actually held several leadership roles, not only in foreign service, but also in public servant.
Yeah.
I'm interested in knowing, what is your definition of diplomacy?
Diplomacy is an art, not a science. Diplomacy involves a lot of negotiation, reconciliation. So a skill which demands a lot of, the recent President Trump's terminology is the art of the deal. To serve as a country's diplomat, you have to represent your country well, and also to serve your country's national interest, or we may say that to maximize the interest of your own country.
In your book, you mentioned a part that we want to avoid Taiwan become a collateral damage in the U.S.-China conversations. So in the future, do you think we are likely to become that collateral damage?
All in all, I still consider my motto, prudence and moderation, are very important principles in conducting our relations with the United States. You have to think through all the consequences, all the options. You have to be very cautious, very prudent, and most of the time, I would say that to choose something in the middle, that's the reason I use the word of moderation, is relatively the better choice. Decision making is a very difficult job, because most of the decisions are made to make a choice in the fog, in the mist. So I myself, when I served as Secretary General to the President, my job was to formulate some options for the President to choose. Sometimes she would ask me which choice will be the best. I always choose the moderate one.
I like the way that you mentioned being prudent and moderation. But we're in the Trump 2.0 era right now. Everything is very hard to predict. How would you say that the Taiwanese officials, when they're dealing with the United States or the Trump administration, what should they keep in mind?
It's only 5 months since President Trump took over. In my view, still very difficult to read how is he going to conduct relations with Taiwan. But based on the experience of the past months, I think President Trump is a great deal maker, as he calls himself, a grand deal maker. So I think he understands the strategic importance of Taiwan, in terms of our strategic location, in terms of the importance of Taiwan in the high-tech supply chain and others. So I'm pretty confident that we'll be able to maintain good relations with the President Trump's administration. Also, I believe that President Trump will keep us in peace in the rest of 3 years and 7 months. That's my reading.
But some may say that there's the potential of 2027 Chinese invasion of Taiwan. Would that probably become like the next Taiwan Strait crisis in your point of view?
It's only because of Xi Jinping told the People's Liberation Army to be ready, to have the capability to invade. That's the timeline set by Xi Jinping to the PLA. It doesn't mean that we will have a crisis by 2027. So it's a man-made hypothetical dateline. And at that time will be still President Trump in the White House. I believe that he has the talent and the skill to manage the relationship with Beijing.
That was former senior Taiwanese official David Lee, and you can watch the full interview on Zoom In, Zoom Out. New episodes air every Tuesday and Thursday.